January 27th, Raw edition, the Raw before the Royal Rumble. I think really with WWE at the moment, they're really just putting a lot of their efforts into announcing who is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Because I think a lot of people kind of go, is it going to be John Cena winning it? Is it going to be CM Punk winning it? And I think a lot of the time is they're trying to get you to think about other superstars because otherwise it's just going to be boring. You're just sort of waiting for one of those two to turn up, wait for the other one to turn up, and then you go, all right, so it's one of those two guys. Which is, in previous years, we've somewhat had that, and I think they're trying to make it a bit more of a diverse situation. So anyway, let's jump in. Let's talk about what happened at Raw. And you had Seth Rollins, really basically announcing, I'm in the Royal Rumble. I want to challenge Gunther when I win it. Yada, yada, yada. Logan Paul then interrupts. You could literally see Seth Rollins, as Logan Paul's music sort of hit, he was like, who's that? And it sort of just turned around and you could see it's like, oh, it's Logan Paul. Logan Paul announcing, hey, I'm gonna be in the Royal Rumble. I don't want to have to throw 29 guys over the top. That's fool's play. I want to take it nice and easy and just be the last guy standing. Do I challenge Cody Rhodes? Do I challenge Gunther? And Gunther gets a really good pop where he's like, do you know what, Seth? I hope he wins it, so that I could slap him and embarrass him in front of the world. You then had the tag team champions, the War Raiders, defeating Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough, which, by the way, JD McDonough has had a gruesome injury. I think it's like fractured or broken ribs and a punctured lung. He tweeted it out himself. It sort of looked really bad because he had a really awkward spot where he does a sort of a moonsault off of the rope to the outside, and it kind of looks like he didn't get caught very well, and he sort of snaps his head back onto the announcer table, and it looked pretty awful. But I mean, the fact that he continued on is just, he's an absolute animal. So get well soon, JD. But yeah, the War Raiders winning with the War Machine to retain the titles. Then you had Rey Mysterio defeating Xavier Woods, which this was a great segment. You had Xavier Woods' family on outside the barricades, and you had from that them wearing the New Day Sucks t-shirts. I think there was 4 of them, if I'm right. There was at least 3, but it might have been 4 of them holding that. Woods is losing his mind. He gets back into the ring. Rey Mysterio catches him, hits him then for the 619, and there you have it. I think Lil Yachty was actually has one of those shirts as well. You then had Jey Uso declaring he's in the Royal Rumble with help from Migos' Quavo, which was mad. Jey Uso just comes up with different rappers every single time. And, obviously it was in Atlanta, which obviously that's where Quavo's from, the Migos are from, so it made sense in that regard. But, he's just so over. And it's kind of a shame that we're in a weird spot right now when it comes to the title scenes. He already won the Intercontinental Championship. He lost it quite quickly afterwards. He's been involved with the Bloodline. He's, obviously lost the Saturday Night Main Event. He is so over. I wonder if they do somehow pull the trigger on him. Let's say Cena was to win the Royal Rumble. He challenges Cody, for example. Is there a point where you say, could Jey Uso win the Elimination Chamber? Because I know a lot of people sort of talking about Punk and things like that, but I think Jey is probably the hottest guy in terms of crowd reaction on Monday Night Raw at the moment. Sometimes you just got to put some of the stuff that you think you had aside and kind of go with the hot hand, and that's the hot hand at the moment. Then you had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeating Bianca Belair and Naomi. Rodriguez and Morgan, obviously former tag team champions together before the character arc of Liv Morgan and Judgment Day and things like that. And they've got a great chemistry. They really, really do. Obviously, I don't know when Jade Cargill's going to come back, but you'd expect Jade Cargill to somehow sort of reveal who attacked it. Is it Bianca Belair? Is it Naomi? We don't know. But yeah, Rodriguez took out Naomi with a Tayana bomb, and then on the apron to allow Morgan to pin her. So there you go. Then you had a segment of Paul Heyman revealing the new 2K25 cover superstar, which is obviously Roman Reigns, as you can expect. If Paul's revealing it, it's going to be Roman Reigns. Then Drew comes out, and they called the segment he intimidating Paul. And it was really interesting because he said, hey, tell your boy I'm there and I'm beelining for him, basically. And he was like, I'll tell Roman Reigns. And he's like, I wasn't talking about Roman Reigns. He already knows I'm going for him. I want you to tell your boy CM Punk. And I was like, ooh. You know, that favour that needs to happen. Just saying. And then Drew defeating Sami Zayn. Yeah, Sami just can't beat Drew. He just can't beat Drew. You know, it's. I think I can't remember how many in a row he's lost now, but it is multiple that he's lost in a row. And then after the match, Sami Zayn blast Cody Rhodes with a haluva kick. You know, Kevin Owens is getting involved, and sort of Drew sort of walks in from one corner to the other diagonally, holds him in the corner, gets out of the way of the haluva kick, boom, hits him. Kind of like what he did with Seth Rollins. And then after that, CM Punk outlines his Royal Rumble intention. You know, I'm going to win it, and I'm not going to be like one of your friends, Cody, who stabs you in the back. I'm going to stab you in the front. And this was an amazing promo battle. You had CM Punk saying that, and then you had Cody going, yeah, we looked up to you in OVW. You were the guy. We were chasing you. But then you went for 10 years, and you've come back, and the dynamic has changed. I'm no longer chasing you. You're chasing me. I mean, Punk going, yeah, a lot of people want me to chase them, and there's a graveyard of those names. And Cody finishes it off saying that, hey, I want you to win the Rumble, and I want you to pick me, because then I can show you that you're no longer the best in the world. And I was like, oh, these guys have got to have a match at some point. I don't think it's going to be a Mania, but with Triple H's era, it's all about planting seeds and then coming back to those plants after they've grown. Yeah, they've grown into a big old tree. All right, we can come back to it. Always come back. Always sort of pinpoint things, think about things, and then come back to it later on. So I'm loving it. I think there's going to be a match later on down in the line. Maybe after Mania, that next wrestling calendar year, I could see it. But yeah, obviously they faced off in the Royal Rumble final when Cody eliminated him. So Cody's got that on him. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down below on Raw, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Peace.